So, Miss Warren, as we get back from spring break, in middle school, drama will just start oozing from our walls. And the biggest part of drama that I see is that our students care more about their friends than anything else, including their own mom and dad or me and you. So how do we handle that? How do I make everyone in school like me?
You can't. You can't. You can't make everyone in school like you. But I am going to give you a great piece of advice. I'm sure most of you have heard me say this before. Talk about things, not people. If you don't put someone else's name in your mouth, for good or bad, then they're really not going to have anything to like or dislike you about. So, and this is advice I need to take myself, because I'm going to tell you I'm not perfect about it either.
That's excellent advice.
Yeah, I work on it. All right. So here's what I'm going to say though, Mr. Clark. So if I'm not talking about someone, sometimes we're so shallow, you know, the whole, what is it? You're a genius if you talk about, you know, ideas, and then you're mediocre if you talk about things, and then you're not very smart if you talk about people. So what do we talk about if we don't talk about people?
I love it. And I try to help students all the time with this because they don't know what to talk about if we're not talking about each other. Music, movies, sports, pets. I have 2 dogs, Kingsley and Molly. Miss Warren has some pets as well. Interests that I have, whether it's crocheting, rock climbing, mountain climbing, fishing, skateboarding, riding bikes, any of our interests, and any type of school activity, from the musical to Missoula Children's Theater, sports. So the things that we really like. And I've also found that we need to talk about something that we both like, not just me. If I like rocks and you don't like rocks, that's not gonna work.
That's fair.
So as we talk about helping people, so now we talked about talking about things and the things that we can talk about, there's still people that are just nasty, mean. They say inappropriate things. How do we address those people?
So some of my favorite thoughts come from humanists. I don't know if you guys know what a humanist is, but it's someone who practices peace and kindness and love and all the things we're talking about. So Gandhi is one of my favorites, and he said, be the change you wish to see in the world. So if you want something to be better, then you got to be better. So I think a lot of it starts with you and, you know, making that difference. But now I'm going to ask you, how do you be kind to someone who isn't kind to you? And, you know, especially if it's someone that you just constantly have a disagreement with and you just don't care for them, what do you do?
Well, I want to start with something I personally do that all of our students see every day. Is I walk the hallways every morning and I say morning, not good morning, but morning to everyone. Try to know every single person's first name, last name. I don't know if you knew, but not all those students in the hallway really like me. So some of them even have some disdain to me, and that's fine. But I can still be kind to them, say morning, acknowledge that they exist. So that's step 1, is acknowledging that someone else exists. Step 2 is we don't always have to agree. Most of you probably don't know, but Miss Warren and I, we work together a lot, we talk a lot, and we often do not agree. But we can still sit side by side. And the biggest part about not agreeing is I don't have to be right. And Miss Warren doesn't have to be right either. We can have a difference of opinion, but I have to remember that I don't have to be right. And the fact that she has a different opinion is just fine.
Agreed. Agree to disagree.
Agreed. Do you have anything else to add to that?
I do. So lately, Mr. Clark, one of my go-tos has been from Bambi. And it basically says...
Bambi, like the Disney movie?
The Disney movie.
Okay.
Yes, Disney
Okay.
has a lot of good moral thoughts. There's actually a thing called cinema therapy. You'll have to look it up. It's really good. It looks at a lot of Disney characters. Anyway, basically, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So the other one I'm going to say is use water, not fire. So if you're in an explosion, you should not pour more fire onto that. You should pour water on the gas. Not the gas. No, just kidding. Don't pour
On
water
the fire.
On the fire.
Right.
Actually, they say blankets are better. And then the last one is let go of the rope. So if you're in a tug of war contest and you let go, they fall over. You don't have to engage in that fight, that altercation, that frustration. You can just say, hey, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. I hope it gets better. I'd love to get you help if you're angry, but you don't have to be a part of the thing making them angry.
So can I try to say what putting gas on a fire looks like versus water? Is if you were walking down the hallway and you look at me and you say, you look terrible today. Me saying back to you, so do you! could be gas.
That's gas. We might fight.
Water, maybe. I'm sorry you think so.
Yeah. I hope you have a better day.
Agreed. That could be gas and water. Letting go of the rope. Many of you, as you come to the office, get to see. You may just come to the office mad at a teacher, mad at a student, mad at Miss Warren, mad at me. But as you're saying things that are mad to me, again, my response is going to be, how about we talk in a few minutes? Yeah. I don't have to engage in the same argument you're in.
And just to even say, I'm sorry you're frustrated. I hope your day gets better.
All right, so we made this video so that as we start here in April, maybe we can decrease some drama, because I'm telling you, it's coming. Drama in a middle school in April is a real live thing. So to recap, the things that we want to recap, talk about things, not people. Use positive words and talk about interests that you both have, again, instead of people. How do we address those people that are still not positive? And then being around people that we may disagree with, we don't always have to be right. That's all for Miss Warren and Mr. Clark. We'll talk to you next time with what really makes us smart.